Water survival techniques are taught since the spacecraft normally lands at sea. In the giant centrifuge or flight accelerator, they experience the high gravity sensations they will feel during their ride on a big booster and during re-entry. To become familiar with the sensations of zero gravity or weightlessness, the astronauts ride in aircraft flying precise trajectories.
Scorsese has stood, I think, alone at the top of the art of film directing in the world today.
You're great. I love the stuff you do, and over the years you've produced many, many hours of wonderful music. Great to have you here.
Funny stories. As a matter of fact, it was told to me this afternoon by the man who operates the sound. That fellow right over there. It's showtime. Charlie, do you mind if I tell that story you told me today?
Go right ahead.
Well, it seems there was a woman
wanna listen to some
who
tunes?
was riding on a buck.
Flat Earth is flat, flat Earth is round. Just look at your feet down on the ground. Flat Earth is flat, flat Earth is round. Just take a look.
Found the cell. Picture us going out on the 4th of July. If you heard we were celebrating, that's a worldwide lie. Yo, Chuck, the fat daddy roll, man, got 1, 2, 2, 6 on your G. Yo, man, show 'em what you got. Show 'em what you got.
This style seems wild. Before you treat me like a stepchild, let me tell you why they got me on file. Cause I give you what you like. Come right in, exact. I status, so I care where you're at. Like, in that home, I got a call from Tony Road. The FBI was tapping my telephone. I never live alone. I never walk alone. My pocket's always ready and they're waiting in my soul. Although I live the life that I'm a resident. But I've been knowing the scheme that I'm a resident.
I told Dick the story the time I went to visit in Italy, and I was in they have these gigantic elevators at the Vatican, and you go up to see the Sistine Chapel, and it's really, it's the most important, I think it's one of the great visitations anybody can make, because here are all these fantastic paintings, this art, this magnificent stuff, but the elevators are about the size of a small room, and as you go up in the elevator, you hear every language that's spoken in the world. You hear Russian, you hear various dialects of Afrikaans, you hear German, you hear Polish, you hear every language, including many dialects of Italian. And it's like, there's an old theory that 20 minutes after the hour, there's absolute silence. I don't know whether that was the time that Lincoln supposedly was assassinated, but it was like 20 minutes after the hour, and there was absolute silence on the elevator. And I was standing in the back of the elevator with a good friend of mine, and I turned to him, and I just calmly went, Are you saying anything?
Not a word.
Dave, we want you to head towards Station 4, and we'll advise you on what your rate looks like and the tasks that we want you to carry out once you arrive. Just start off in the direction of Station 4, please.
So in order to fill in the time, I'm going to tell you one of the funniest stories. I think it is one of the funniest stories I've ever heard.
Let's sing that song. Do you love the people? Yeah. Song number 22 in the songbird.
Resident madman of the movies. It's great to have you here. Tell me about this film first, and then I'll had a career and some other things. Tell me about 12 Monkeys.
Ambivalent than that.
A resident madman.
You don't know the wacko apocalypse not. That's right. We don't like it, but it's hard to know what the real stuff is, which the stuff is that counts.
Audience in the theater not to really know.
No, what you've set up may be a total lie. This is what's great about television.
The resident madman of the movies. Images.
We can do this. We can lie to millions of people.
No.
If we do it with a straight face, they'll believe. Really, Charlie, it's true.
All right. Tell me this. Do you see, before 12 Monkeys, do you see what you do as a filmmaker any different, you think, than most other directors? Look at whatever the top 15 grossing films are this evening, and is your sort of sense of what I'm trying to do dramatically different?
On the square. From one traveling man to another.
Insane people for insane objectives.
The fact that the planet is in the control of mad people. You know, people who are crazy, people who are greedy, all these people who... The world is flat after all, flat after all.
The earth flat. And there's that, unless the world is flat.
Will always look flat.
That Kansas is, in fact, literally flatter than a pancake.
Will always look flat.
You do a seminar on flat Earth and you'd get $25,000.
That's true.
Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. No rocks from Mars have ever been brought back to Earth, into a home, a place where humans will soon be living and working. It's a plan set to become a reality in the 2030s.
Will always look flat.
That's cool, but...
My mom wanted to be patriotic.
This is Stockholm Syndrome.
No. I gotta go. Room 3 o'clock. Everybody's going like this. That's a perfect example.
That seems to be a trend, a topic for motion pictures more and more these days.
The homosexual theme?
Seems to be, yeah.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, Dave is too modest. But I think if it wasn't for the quiet financial backing of guys like Dave, I don't think a lot of these gay projects get it off the ground. Times, this newspaper. Big here about this space. You know, there's people applauding that too. You know what's interesting about this shuttle? You watch it, and they're up there now, and it's not as good as TV. You know? This is true. When the space shuttle landed the last time, and the astronauts get out, and they knew everybody was safe, they go out and they interview various people to get their opinions in the space shuttle. Now, I'm watching this on network news. I can't say the network, I'll probably get many, but this is true. I'm watching on network news. The first guy they interview when they know the astronauts are safe, they didn't interview Christopher Kraft from the space program or Neil Armstrong. They interviewed Leonard Nimoy from Star Trek. Are there any Klingons up there? This is so it can be real to people, you know? I think the shuttle is great. I think it's terrific. I wish they'd quit telling me how all the advances will trickle down to help me. You know, it's like these pictures from, Voyager 2 and Time magazine. They send crystal clear pictures 80 million miles across space. Pictures, they never apologize. They always try to convince you those are your pictures, you know? I don't think these are mine. Are you sure? And I guess doing the show, being a busy guy.
I've been wrapped up backstage.
Dedication, your inspiration, and vision on the incredible Space Shuttle program. For over 30 years, you guys educated and opened our eyes to the wonders of space travel and the benefits brought to our everyday lives.
Recently, this is my part.
My book deal?
My part, so I like to stretch it out a little
Yeah,
bit.
go ahead. Go crazy, have fun, have a ball.
Look what I found on Space Station. Go Raptors, go!
Hi, everybody. The Johnson Space Center. Jay Leno here. While all of you are a big fan of our space program, going back to the Mercury days, continuing on to the, of course, successful Atlantis mission that was just completed. I had an interview to this day stands out as one of my highlights. Take a look at a couple of clips from 1998. Take a look.
As you know, the Space Shuttle Discovery orbiting the Earth on a 9-day mission. So right now, we're going to link up with the shuttle and speak with 3 of its astronauts.
For over 30 years, you guys...
Shuttle Commander Kurt Brown, pilot Steve Lindsay, and of course, a personal hero of mine, Senator John Glenn. So discuss...
For over 30 years, you guys...
See, this is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me. There's a lot of neat things about this. This will help get me the final chapter of my 6th grade book report on Senator Glenn. No, I wrote a paper on Friendship 7 when I was in the 6th grade, and now I can finally turn it in complete with. Now, Senator Glenn, let me ask you something.
What is humankind's greatest achievement? The Age of Enlightenment?
Crews have tried to do a bit of an accent back to me, which is funny. Alex, who was just up there, would often put "no worries, mate" at the end of his calls to me.
No. Was I happy with the seat I did have? Yes, I really was. And to be any small part of that suited me very, very well. And besides, I was their ticket home. They couldn't get home without me.
We need to remind them constantly, Mike.
Okay. Crazy notions came out of the closets. There's no air up there. Bullfighters would be good.
Neil and Buzz were picking up moon rocks.
Not since Adam has any human known such solitude. Lunar revolution.
Yeah, the food was terrible, but I enjoyed my time behind the moon. It's a more rugged place. And not a very comfortable place. It's about the size of your thumbnail if you hold it out in front.
One of those streaks of tan was Australia.
We paid absolutely no attention whatsoever to Australia for 2/3 of the time. 1/3 of the time, Australia owned us.
Going over, and I always try and look up when we're flying over Australia as well.
It's something to touch, to smell, to understand.
Is there anybody in Washington you would like to take up in space with you and just leave there?
Mine made probably come up. I had a few senators said if they once got me up here, they wouldn't provide the money to bring me back. So I'm glad we got by that anyway.
Very cool. Now, Kurt, let me ask you a question. Does Senator Glenn keep telling you guys how tough it was in the old days, how cramped it was, how small it was? You know, how lucky you young punks are?
Well, Jay, actually, no, he doesn't always do that, only when he's awake.
Now, I was always curious about this. What can you see on Earth from space? Can you see, like, the Great Wall of China, stuff like that?
Well, Jay, sometimes if the lighting is good, we can see the Great Wall of China, but we just flew the Hawaiian Islands and we saw that. And Baja California, you can see the pyramids from space, and sometimes rivers and big airports. And actually, Jay, every time we fly by California, we see your chin.
Anyway, even though they had me playing the straight man in their outer space comedy routine, after they returned, I had them on the show to continue my talk and finish my 6th grade assignment. I got upgraded to an A from a C-. Anyway, another highlight was my interview in 1999 with Eileen Collins and mission specialist Katie Coleman after Eileen had to become the first female commander of a space shuttle mission. And as you gather tonight, we know the shuttle program has ended, but there's more work to be done on both the International Space Station and preparing for deep space exploration with Orion. Take some time to reflect and enjoy your accomplishments. You deserve it. Our studio audience wants to give you an ovation as well for a job well done. Folks, what do you think? Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
Jesus came down to this earth to die for our sins. Sent his only begotten Son to save us. The least we can do is praise him.
Gotta give it to God, man. Check it out. I'm gonna show you how real he is.
Look for the truth. How you supposed to find it? I got him. What you got?
Let's use this model of the Earth. And let's enlist the help of a friend, Taxi. You might know her.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to ask lots of questions.
description you gave me, Felix. Two male Caucasians, both about 6 feet. One had mud on his shoes and a tomato stain on his shirt.
This body of water. Alex Keaton, Harding High.
The body...
To the camera.
The body of water. Small world, isn't it?
Round two.
We'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
Listening on it now. This is a major news story. The public has a right to know. Not in this case. Alex, let me tell you something. If Dr. Schulde believes that the world is flat,
which he does, by the way.
And a friend of mine,
Then the world is flat. Do you understand what I'm saying?
you know.
Censorship. Just what kind of things do you want us to print?
Well, that story about the sweatsuits was interesting.
If it was fake. And if you look closely, on the dashboard, there's a tiny roadster with a tiny spaceman. If it was fake.
What is it, Randall? Sir, radar just picked up something.
Materials for, is it space hardened or whatever in space? Which I kind of like the absurdity of that.
I hold that to be self-evident, Brother Franklin. All men are created equal.
Indeed, Brother Washington. All Freemasons meet as equals, and we have an opportunity to create a nation in the very essence of Masonic morality. It would be wonderfully symbolic, don't you think?
You'll be wanting to put the all-seeing eye on our banknotes next.
You think I'm taking it a bit far? Brother Washington, everybody lies occasionally, surely, especially politicians.
Not me. Not even so much as an alternative fact.
We must all be aware of fake news.
The people must be free to think what they like as well. We can have no thought police in our new society. The foundation stone of our new nation built on all those principles that we hold dear.
The plans for our new capital city already have a very Masonic feel to them, yeah.
Candidate for initiation into the order, I'm giving him a little introduction into some of our mysteries. These two gentlemen are founding an entire nation built on our principles.
We have great promises for our new nation. I wonder if other presidents after me will also be Freemasons.
Many will be.
Well, this is rather interesting, actually. This is an arcane Scottish heraldic law providing evidence of Donald Trump's deep Anglophilia, I would say, and also touches upon the royal prerogative. There we have the double-headed eagle representing his Scottish Germanic heritage.
Let me tell you something about a friend of ours named Jimmy. I made the wise guy and the capo with the gambini.
Sportsmen, actors, writers, soldiers, filmmakers, businessmen, inventors, astronauts.
What on earth is an astronaut?
We'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
Man on the moon. Amazing. But don't forget the musicians.
Even more proud of our ancient institution.
It is so cold on Titan, methane has liquefied. It is so cold, it is so cold, it is so cold that methane has liquefied. Rivers, there are meandering rivers and river deltas on Titan running 2 millimeters above this beach ball, above this beach ball, above this beach ball, above this beach ball. That stuff is flat.
If I say that the world is round and someone else says it's flat.
That the world is flat.
That stuff is flat.
The Earth is flat.
That stuff is flat.
And how it can affect the rest of us.
That stuff is flat.
Into it.
He's not wrong. The Earth is flat. Over 6.5 million people. Even high-profile artists and athletes are getting on board.
Flat.
For all of us.
Flat earther. You guys probably heard about.
Like,
what is flat
talking
earth?
About. It's a flat earth.
It's a flat earth.
That stuff is flat.
That earth isn't actually a globe. Moon landing, faked. Anyone who's ever been in space, faked.
Oh,
See curvature in an
yeah.
airplane. A little bit.
Yeah.
That stuff is flat.
It's crazy if someone actually faked space.
But you would think it would be better for a better reason.
That's so much work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. To make like a couple $1 billion, I don't know.
That stuff is flat.
How do you make a whole channel about it?
Yeah, I don't know.
That stuff is flat.
You know, chemtrails.
Think. But if you have mass, which we all do, you have mass, it has been shown beyond any doubt.
That stuff is flat.
All the energy you pump in just adds to your mass. And this seems incredible. It adds to your mass relative to something you're going to run into. Target that you run into. Other time.
That stuff is flat.
Maybe. It's sometimes blow up. Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is
flat.
More efficient
flat.
Use of farmland. More efficient.
That stuff is flat.
Everything. Say it. Change the world. Great questions, Rachel.
Most of these modules you see, they have 4 sides, and they're put together. That way we could sort of work on a flat plane. You can follow me if you want. But you know, you can sleep. The reason I'm bringing that up is because
that stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
According to Wikipedia, in the context of spaceflight, a satellite is an artificial object.
She said you've been abusive.
What are the words that I used?
She said you've been abusive. That's what
are
she
the
said.
words that I used?
If you listen to me, she said you've been abusive.
Okay,
right?
and?
I'll ask you to stop using that.
That stuff is flat.
I'm a flat earther.
Adam. What is Sweden? Yes. World is flat, or word is flat. 200, please. Yeah. The world. Flat? Yes.
Video games 200.
NASA, correct. NASA.
What is Disney?
Disney is right, yes.
Video games 200.
NASA, correct.
NASA knows that we all have to work together, and billions of dollars in revenue. In fact, our economic growth, spurred by our nation's investment in space, is helping us maintain our place as the world leader in technology and industry. Commercial partnerships.
That stuff is flat.
I'm Alex Trebek, here to tell you about
NASA.
Price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
A carpenter uses it to measure a horizontal plane. If you guys ring in and get this one, I will die. Level is right. I have to talk to them. Operation by one country's operatives pretending to be from another country is a false this attack. Called a false flag attack. Graham, let's go somewhere else. Level is right. Level is right.
That stuff is flat.
You know.
I'm not putting it down. But if flat Earth became a universal truth, it'd be the biggest documentary in history. It only costs like $1 million.
Okay, let's do
to
it.
get a 50,000-ton big ship. No. We're launching the Discovery of Flat Earth project.
I don't think it's spinning for shit. All right. The world thought the Earth was flat.
Not tell the truth. The Earth actually is flat.
Now here it is, your moment of zen.
That stuff is flat.
I'm asking you a real question here.
Yeah, I believe the Earth is flat.
Flat Earth.
That stuff is flat.
Stop. I could call it a barrier, but I think I don't have to do that so much anymore.
Hello, fellas. Everybody's here. Freddie, Tom, good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
All right, you got everything you want?
How are you, Mo? All right, you got everything you want?
So at a certain point, the psychosis is
of what is real. And I think somebody like Eddie Bravo has just gone to the other extreme, where I'm like, hey, I'll hire a ship. We'll go find that the Earth, that the Earth is round. Yeah. And at a certain, and he just says, oh no, it's flat. I'm not going to look into it. Well, at a certain point, he's kind of like gone, you know.
No, I want to learn about global inflation.
But cousin, now listen, you inflate a globe the same way you inflate a basketball. Just make sure there's a needle at the end of your pump.
It's the ABC Perfectly Strange Saturday morning preview.
Cartoons? On a Friday night?
That's why they call it Perfectly Strange.
Well, the Earth goes around, and when it turns a certain amount, the sun shows on the horizon.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Why don't you know, Papa?
One. When? Skylar, I could have said the world was flat.
You know what I think? I think you accidentally told the truth.
So it's not actually a sphere. A little chubbier. A little chubbier. Yeah.
Says the Earth is definitely flat. You can't truly be serious and believe that this Earth is flat. Are you disputing our astronauts who have seen our beautiful round globe? No one's been to the moon. Oh, wait a minute. Did you say nobody has been to the moon and believe that this Earth is flat? Are you disputing our astronauts who have seen our beautiful round globe from outer space? Carnies.
When a man reaches the edge, after he goes as far as any man can possibly go.
Says the Earth is definitely flat. You can't truly be serious and
Leave I lived on a ball. That's the sad reality. You're not spinning, not at all.
Previously on The Amazing Race.
We had a plan and we were doing it well. That attended university lecture and passed an oral exam.
Nicholas Copernicus ignited the golden age of astronomy here in Prague. Teams must now listen to 2 astronomical lectures, one stating that the Earth is flat.
Stuff we haven't figured out yet. What I fear most in the year 2100 is the stuff.
I mean, I know you're here to promote it, but you got to tell us what'd you find.
Well, so, I don't mean to reveal a secret, but that was all green screen. System, it's a moon that has an ocean of liquid water. One of NASA's mantras over the years is into their brain wiring. There's life there.
So you say
feels enlightened and along for the ride. Our visual effects supervisor is like he's been tapped for big budget movies. As I'm now enlightened, the damage we're doing, embarrassed by.
very quickly, are you?
Me then, okay, here I'll flip the script. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you most worried about in the next century?
Stuff we haven't figured out yet. What do we worry about in the year 2000? Stuff we haven't figured out yet. Asteroids that could render us extinct. What else? We're worried about Y2K. We haven't figured out yet. Y2K.
Wow. Ooh. Wow. Ooh. That's terrifying. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. This one, you said...
That stuff is flat.
Time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
That stuff is flat.
The Flat Earth Society.
What?
That's terrifying.
There's above this beach ball. Ooh. Millimeters above this beach ball. That stuff is flat. Millimeters above this beach ball. Millimeters above this beach ball. That stuff is flat. Millimeters above this beach ball. Millimeters millimeters above this beach ball. That stuff is flat. Millimeters above this beach ball. That stuff is flat. Millimeters above this beach ball. That stuff is flat. Millimeters above this beach ball. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
To the destruction of human freedom. It has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. Truth is a menace.
Our own methods of communication are mental rather than verbal.
I think Einstein, in an Einsteinian answer, we would say gravity is the curvature of space and time. Einsteinian answer. We would say gravity is the curvature of space and time. And objects will follow the curvature of space-time. And I can also we also say that Einstein noted that matter tells space how to curve, space tells matter how to move.
Say that again.
I've been discussing time and warping time and time-space.
We destroyed that technology. We destroyed that technology.
It's a painful process.
A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind.
Pretty much my favorite thing. But in space...
That you cannot destroy truth.
A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind.
Is the most enjoyable, if sometimes gruesome, entertainment.
Now, this is basically a movie with two people in it,
right,
apart from the real nice supporting performances by people like Richard Farnsworth, and they're both good. And I think there was a trap here in that both of them...
A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind.
Career. Person. It's a very nice, even-keel performance on his part.
So often, and this is his way of extending that a little further.
Fearful of what they'll find. 33. But you and I know where she is. You and I know what's happened. 33. That would be Global 33 trying to get home. 33.
I've only got about 18 seconds to tell you that
33.
Photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. Right. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
I agree. People are not making generic requests anymore. They're making data-driven requests because we have to change the logarithmic curve that we're on. We see country after country having done that. What it means in the United States is not everyone is doing it. It's really a call to action. When we see others beginning to bend their curves, we can bend ours, but it means everybody has to take that same responsibility as Americans.
Dr. Brooks, when you were up here a little bit ago, you talked about the curve and what you're seeing. Has the curve changed enough at this point?
But we have to get out of this. We have to start seeing this.
Just a few states, because many of those states are dead flat.
Yes.
And so
yes, there are states that are dead flat, but you know, what changes the curve? Those change the curves because it all of a sudden spikes in phase. That means there are a lot of counties that aren't, and we are we're excited about those counties and still finding quite flat. And hopefully maybe Sunday or so, or sometime this weekend, the California and Washington are still steady. But we're watching very carefully because we see that you can go from this to this very quickly. And this should not be happening any longer.
But again, so I look at the graphs all the time.
Yes.
And you have many
Yes.
flatliners. I call them flatliners. I'm amazed at them. And you have a couple that are up. It's hard to blame the flatliners for not doing a good job. The fact is, yes, we compare them to Italy, one place. But we have many places that are really doing great. And I think that's what Deborah meant. She didn't mean all of them. So when you write your story tomorrow, maybe you'll write it correctly. She was talking about one state, and another state is, having a hard time. And they're closely associated. And by the way, the people are doing a very good job. But our states, generally speaking, it's like lots of different countries all over. We have many of those countries are doing a phenomenal job. They're really flat. And I think that's what you meant. I don't know. I don't want to speak for, but I thought that's what I understood she meant. Yeah, please.
First about that discussion. My first question, though, I'm not completely satisfied on yet, which is, I don't get that intellectual exercise to find out who worked on global. Is that
Chris,
man's actions have an impact on science?
Chris,
no, you have to correct that whenever it comes out. Go ahead.
Chris, there was an overwhelming science that the Earth was flat, and there was, we get a lot of things wrong in the scientific community. You and I both know that.
Yeah, I think Google is really taking advantage of a lot of people, and I think that's a very serious thing, and it's a very serious charge. We hope we're seeing a leveling off from every corner of Earth. Many of those states are dead flat.
And we
At the center of this movement is a crucial conviction that a nation exists, a different reality exists. Too many of our citizens, a different reality exists. Across the landscape, an education system flush with cash, but which leaves our young and beautiful students deprived of all knowledge. To free the earth, to harness the energies
to be a ransom payment after all, just like I said. In other words, our president lied to us. He lied to us. You know what? If I don't make it, I wasted a lot of money, time, and energy. That I can tell you. A lot. But I think we're going to win big.
Very much. Thank you for coming.
Well, the Earth is flattened.
The president is isolated in his beliefs here because he's got virtually no support on Capitol Hill on this statement, Jake.
It's amazing to watch the White House continue to argue that the Earth is flat. Jeff Zeleny, Manu Raju, thank you so much.
The Gemini space flights. The trips are long. The training is hard, like this spacewalk practice. But the astronauts do some things you do. In space, they drank Tang. They mixed it like this in a zero-G pouch, because with no gravity, it would fly all over. You don't have that problem. You can mix it in a glass. Up there, they have to drink it carefully, this way. You can drink it any way you like. Tang tastes orangey. Tastes great. Has lots of vitamins C and A. Tang, chosen for the Gemini astronauts. Have a blast. Have some Tang.
Protected in any state or national emergency by important members of the country's defense team. Sleep well tonight. Your National Guard is awake.
Does act new. It makes clothes glow like sunshine. Those wild sunshine whiteners make your clothes so fresh and sunny it's like drying them outdoors.
Your Coca-Cola bottling company congratulates the lunar astronauts. There is, however, just one little thing you should know about.
It's clearly obvious that the world isn't flat.
And now for something completely different.
Before I get started here is that Flat Earth is something exploring the flat Earth is flat. Flat Earth, we are on a flat stationary plane, a flat motionless plane. Flat Earth about flat Earth, and just enjoy the globe fairy tale as you have done all your life thus far. Stop watching this video and any others like it right now. Recreated over any suitably flat surface on flat Earth. I will link it in the description box. Flat Earth, flat plane of flat Earth, or flat maps of navigating by flat modern sea charts. Flat map of
that the Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. If it's flat, they just began to question whether or not the Earth is in fact an 8,000 mile diameter oblate spheroid filled with molten rock, spinning on its wobbly axis at 1,000 miles per hour as it hurtles through a vacuum at 67,000 miles per hour whilst retaining its fragile atmosphere. And call me crazy, but it certainly doesn't seem that way. For example,
that the Earth
we're exposed to this idea as an unquestioned truth from an extremely early age. The ubiquitous globe image is everywhere on the internet, on corporate logos, those of news corporations, in Hollywood films.
That the Earth was flat.
The reality is that the very notion that Earth may not be what we believe it is an extremely unsettling thought for the vast majority of humans who stop to consider it.
The Earth was flat.
To consider any alternative to the familiar globe is in fact the exact polar opposite of clinging to comfortable myths.
Shit, they're lying to us!
One reason for flat Earth from available data, the flat Earth
to fall off the edge.
You've got an edge? Where is the edge? Or are we just assuming there must be an edge to the flat Earth because there is a spherical edge all around the globe model we know and love?
That the Earth was flat. What a flat Earth would be like, because it's just...
For example,
Mason. What you doing, Mason? 33. What you going, Mason? What you gonna do? What you gonna see? What you doing, Mason? 33. What you doing, Masons? Let it G. What you doing, Mason? What you doing? Where you going, Mason? What you doing? What you doing, Mason? What you doing? Where you going, Mason? What kind of stuff are you making? What you doing, Mason? 33. What you doing, Mason? 33. What you doing, Mason? 33. What you doing? 33. What you doing? Are you with Allah or the Kabbalah? Just hanging around with spheres. Between them is a nice little random piece of pine cone. Why you like a third so much, huh, Mason? You gotta figure it out. What you doing? What you brewing? Where you taking us? What you losing? Lose my mind. Who made me? Where you going? Who made this? What is shit I see? Mason. What's up with the symbolism, Mason? Special school. What you doing, Mason? 33. What you doing, Mason? 33. What you doing, Mason? 33. Where you going, Mason? Where you doing? Who you chasing? What you brewing? What you thinking? What you drinking? What you thinking? Mason, what you doing, Mason? 33. Where you going, Mason? Without me. Everywhere with the symbolism. hypnotism, trying to beat us with our own brains and our own minds, thinking we're the ones insane. 33, 33, 33, 33. What you doing, listen? 33, 33, 33, 33. What is it? Where is it? Hidden in this circle of the world. Or is it a square? Circle in the sky, triangles up, asking please, please, why am I in this realm? What you doing, Mason? Where you going? Take us again and again. What you doing, Mason?
What's going on? What world? Maybe the Earth is flat, like Kyrie Irving said. I was wrong on that.
I'm doing great. First of all, we're so thrilled that you're talking to us right now from space. I'm kind of geeking out.
You do your best to take pictures of it. It's just flat gorgeous to see.
Flat, they say. So here we are to prove once and for all. We are to prove once and for all flat that we here on The Tonight Show are not members of the cultural elite.
I'm going to tell you a secret. The truth of the matter is, Jay talked to me backstage. You had a conversation with
Talked
me
to you backstage.
and asked me not to talk about.
I don't even think the world is round. What do you think of that?
Is that true? Jay, is that true?
No.
You are old school.
It's flat. I'm telling
Is that true? Jay, is that true?
Time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Doesn't care that the world is flat. I'm telling you.
Flat.
Government sort of stepping in all the time, ruining what I consider to be
flat.
I had to keep editing lots of bits that I did.
Flat.
Aerosol injections.
I can't.
You got something.
They do.
The world is flat.
Flat.
For a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
I don't believe
They have absolutely nothing on the ball.
But if mainstream
Absolutely
media
nothing on
started
the
saying
ball.
it was round, I might question them.
They have absolutely nothing on the ball. Absolutely nothing on the ball.
Here, this will take you back. Chocolate.
Or they're out of office, or the world isn't flat.
Flat.
The Earth ain't flat.
Flat.
No longer on the ball.
Flat.
See the world spinning round.
Flat. Flat.
Is flat wrong.
Flat.
Also, flat wrong.
They said so publicly.
It's flat wrong. I just came back from a meeting. It's flat wrong. Also, flat wrong.
They said so publicly.
It's flat wrong. I just came back from a meeting. And
Flat.
I've asked you here today to discuss a very important topic.
Flat.
Flat and stuff of the Earth, big hole in the sky. Because if the world's going to get over flat, like they say it is, flat, well, that's quite true. A watertight The thing argument. What I say to people is, I'm not propounding any kind of watertight theory here. It's, as I say, a watertight argument. And also, hey guys, flat freedom of speech is the other issue here. You say what you like, can't you? Gorbachev stinks. Flat.
I love this movie. I couldn't be happier.
See the world spinning round.
Of love.
Flat.
But I discovered that the people who love are what we need if we get up above.
Answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
The CIA is the problem. As a general rule, when Dick Cheney favors a foreign policy position, Americans should really be ashamed of
backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it.
I certainly hope not.
What's with everybody saying the world's flat, Charles? Kyrie said that, Shaq said that. Where's this all coming from?
And you know, you're laughing.
Yeah.
And we're laughing. And then we realize he's 100% serious.
Yeah, I know.
And then to prove it, we have to actually look it up. We have to Google it and explain to him the difference. But it was hilarious. And that's the great thing about being on live television.
Yeah.
And when somebody says something like that, you're like, dude, you're serious? Yeah, I can see the moon. I can't see California.
The Space Force. Does that make sense? We're going to have a Space Force.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, it's another delightful day here in Vacation Land.
Great Satchmo.
You're acting very suspicious. I want to know what's going on, and I want to know now.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
That is shaping. That's fine. So.
But I saw you. I can't remember where. One of your podcasts or somewhere, because you did your spiel about like how things that when they first were being discovered, because you did your spiel about like how things that
and flattered that I could bring you to a new place intellectually. In 1917, Albert Einstein,
because you did your
calculated emission of radiation.
Ooh.
Flattered that I
old super
yes,
hot, like no oxygen.
Here's the best one. As an instrument of weaponry, so
and then what would we take pictures of our food with?
Martian life.
Unbelievable. Now
it's called panspermia.
Unbelievable. Now
this was like the first time helicopters mattered. They're in about science and don't care.
Care. If they don't care, doesn't matter how much we say to them that's hot stuff, they're not going to listen. I was listening to a conversation on a YouTube thing, and somebody was talking about how they think it's actually possible that the world is flat. And the kids catch that enthusiasm. It's contagious.
Here's one.
Sentence.
Technology revolution. Sure. And by 1/3 of the GDP of the world.
Alexander.
Led and I feel awful and you know, it's not like me to be that underhanded. Well, I'm the one that's sorry. It's my nature to be honest, and back in those glory days, I was very uncomfortable when they asked us to say things that I didn't want to say and deny other things. We never gave the real answer. I was misled and I feel awful and you know, it's not like me to be that underhanded. So we had to keep quiet. Or maybe in the movies, and some of them are pretty close to being the truth.
To the men of Capricorn 1, I bring you greetings from your fellow Americans.
There's only one small catch. It never happened. It's all a lie.
Being the truth, being the truth, being the truth.
Truth. A fantastic $30 billion hoax.
Something's wrong, and I don't know what it is.
you'll never live to tell it.
Freeze!
I'm not moving an inch. Being the truth. Need that tape. Since the dawn of time, man has gazed skyward and dreamed of reaching the stars.
Capricorn 1, the mission that never got off the ground.
Well, every road I see.
It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like some kind of torture to have to watch the show.
I mean, they're both just holes with water.
But it feels different.
I can show you, and you'll see there's a very minimal difference. She told me that she is using the family for some kind of cat plan.
Brian, have you been watching flat Earth videos? Those always make you mistrustful.
I'm serious, Stewie, and there are actually some flat Earth models that...
As searching for the Earth is flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of...
Your response is to put a box saying, nope, the Earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay.
I go to the moon in a nanosecond, but unfortunately we destroyed the technology, and it's a painful process to build it up again, so, Hey, who let you in, cat?
Tell us how this model came to fruition.
Percent of what we're putting into your tap water,
Sure.
and that's supposed to make us feel better.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're screwed.
Lasers. In that case, maybe I'll just take the time to tell you guys about...
As far as the eye can see, the Earth is flat.
There are certain arguments I will no longer debate people on. The Earth is flat.
And a very correct one.
Earth was flat.
Is the world flat?
The world was flat.
Y'all know it's a flat, right?
Of course it's flat. We were always told that the world is flat.
Flat, right? The world is flat.
Flat after all.
The world, she's flat. The Earth was flat.
World is flat? Like a pancake?
Someone else says it's flat.
Flat Earth, this flat, beautiful land. Flat Earth.
The flat Earth on a clock.
Sure, I know the world is flat.
Well, so do I. Everybody knows that.
The Earth is flat.
The world is flat. Flat Earth.
Flatland.
Flat!
That is perfectly flat. Flat. Now, It's flat.
Absolutely flat.
Flatline.
What if the Earth is, in fact, flat?
The world was flat.
The world was flat.
You got any gum?
Flat Earth on it.
Dude, stop saying that.
Myself included, flat earthers.
87-year-old astronaut Buzz Aldrin got a standing ovation last night when he made a rare appearance at the Super Bowl. And Al, you had the chance to sit down with him recently at the Kennedy Space Center.
It was a real honor inside the Apollo.
Memphis, there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in...
And I understand the more you stare, the more tired you become and the more you will relax. I want you to just block out any thought processes and sounds and just begin to stare at the light. And of course, if you have to close your eyes, I'm going to simply invite you to take breaths in with me. Understand? Every breath you take... and
Saturn V Center. Buzz told me that while his moonwalking days are behind him, he now hopes to see people. That paints a picture.
You look around, and you know up here that... Just 1,000 years, it's the same. No point in worrying about something that hasn't happened yet.
Nearly 5 decades later, 87-year-old Aldrin has remained an untiring advocate for human space exploration, influencing multi-generations of popular culture.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
From Toy Story's Buzz Lightyear
Star Command.
to MTV's Video Music Awards Moonman statue. The iconic picture that Neil Armstrong takes of you.
Yeah, so spontaneous. I was kind of walking toward the side of the spacecraft, and he was over here, and he said, hey, look.
And you
with
can
the
see,
visor.
and the visor, you can see Neil. In a sense, Neil actually kind of took a
picture of himself.
He took one of the first selfies.
No, mine, this is 69, mine was in 66.
Ah. Do you want to go to Mars?
No, what do you mean? I'm a dash man. I'm not a long distance outdoors man. But some people are, and we need them. They're called explorers.
But you're an explorer.
Well, yeah, I'm an explorer of numbers, circles, graphs.
Okay, would you go back to the moon?
I'm of more value right where I am.
Do you believe that there's life out there, other life out there?
If you use the word believe, you got to back it up some kind of evidence.
One last thing. Are you...
But some people are, and we need them. They're called explorers.
But you're an explorer.
Well, yeah, I'm an explorer of numbers, circles, graphs.
Okay, would you go back to the moon?
I'm of more value right where I am.
Do you believe that there's life out there, other life out there?
If you use the word believe, you got to back it up some kind of evidence.
One last thing.
You're so bad.
He really is.
Kind of round.
You're so bad.
He really is.
You're through. Headquarters.
And the whole thing could have caught on fire.
You know the Dutchman stuck his finger in the dike?
Yes.
I felt like that.
And sharp.
I know. I mean, in fact, gave me a great coat that I wear proudly. Although, if I can get it away from Leela, it's a NASA jacket.
Oh man, you're not allowed to accept that technically.
I didn't. Leela's got it.
Bye.
Bye.
I tell a story about my time on the moon now. The sky was black even though the sun shined down. Moonwalking such a trip, it's so fine when you're walking in the lunar dust. Imagine a place above the sky, riding orbits in 90 minutes time. All you need is to come with me. I'll be your guide. I've been there, now I say it's your turn. All we gotta do is make the engine burn. Let's take a trip on an orbital spaceship. This is how we will reach the stars. Stars, 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 stars.
Lack of gravity. Lack of gravity. Gravity.
All you need is the rocket experience. It's all you need.
To go flying into outer space.
I am the spaceman.
See this world as a beautiful place.
I am the rocket man.
All mankind, one human race.
It's time to venture far. Let's take a trip to Mars. Our destiny is to the stars. All you need is the rocket experience.
Hello, I'm Buzz Aldrin. In 1969, I walked on the moon. So afterward they told me they learned more about all those circuits during those 6 hours when we were catching our...
And were you boring?
We look at the moon, then we turn around, we look at the Earth.
So when you're in that, you're flying.
So who hasn't looked at the moon and the Earth? I mean, come on.
Wouldn't the Earth have been behind you though? Was there a window in the back, or how did you look back? You sort of looking out the side, or seriously?
Was there a rear view mirror? Let me get a little technical. Okay. Sure. There's an ecliptic plane, which is the orbit of the Earth around the sun. That's a plane.
Yeah.
And now, 41 years later, I'm going back. And there's an Earth-Moon plane, which is pretty close. So if we redo the charts, instead of, for every mission, there'll be star charts I'm talking about. If we redo the charts, as I asked them to do, where the straight line is not the equator, as most charts are, but it is the plane that we're traveling in. Black is suppressing information. A white star is illuminating information.
I'm getting very confused now.
What was your computer? That's why your car instruments are black with white numbers on them. It didn't used to be that way.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial.
$2,000 to see the dance. Sounds good. Let's cue that music and gentlemen, get dancing. Come on, Buzz.
That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. We didn't go there, and funny. Funny.
Introduced to their customers as a still dazzling but less expensive way to put a geochron world clock on the wall. Change. The part of the Earth illuminated in daylight changes too. Needless to say, a mechanical version of this clock, the only kind produced for 50 years, has shown up in military situation rooms, adorned boardrooms, and President Reagan gave one to Mikhail Gorbachev as an example of United States engineering.
The display. You can show where the International Space Station is right now, the Hubble Space Telescope, or a mix of satellites.
Given the size. Put it where visitors to your home will see it. It's a beautiful piece of eye candy and a great educational tool. Thanks for all your support, suggestions, and ideas.
What do you think?
I think it's very odd.
So do I. I think this whole case is odd. You know what I mean? Hey, in most cases, you don't have any clues. In this case, I got so many clues, they don't know where to start. You know, it's almost like they put them there just on purpose.
And to set that, light that fire in the imaginations of the next generation of explorers.
How do we do? We do.
How lucky can one guy be?
Flat.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
Of the Flat Earth Society. They would not. We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
If I say that the world is round and someone else says it's flat, that's worth reporting.
Wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
Yeah. Chubby's a good way. It's like flat.
One example, Eddie, of why we should believe the Earth is flat.
Yes, unfortunately, I absolutely cannot.
Adam, tell us about the landing.
All right, Greg. I can't tell you too much about it.
Here's the thing. If you had a political faction that insisted that we teach that the world is flat, and it's a conspiracy of scientists and others who published these pictures where the world was round.
Flat.
I mean, that's great. But I have 100% knowledge that your worldview is wrong.
Expressly admit that, hey, we had to come up with this contraction effect because otherwise we're stuck with a motionless
Yes,
Earth.
the very guy who invented it.
Tell me what he admitted.
Heinrich Lorentz says, I don't have any other explanation to this experiment of Michael Sommerli unless I contract the apparatus. Otherwise, we're going to have to believe the Earth is standing still.
I may be wrong.
And what you're seeing here is a mirage.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
Let's have a look now at the world's first simulated manned spaceflight to Mars. 3 Russians, a Frenchman, an Italian Colombian, and a Chinese person.
Missions.
However, we're simulating a crew on Mars, right? And so we also did things that would be relevant, things that you would expect a crew on Mars to do.
Carrots, peppers, pak choi.
Mirage.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
Chinese cabbage, mustard greens, radishes, tomatoes.
At the moment, things look
You look peculiar. Equals MC squared. You don't have that option. It is true whether or not you believe in it.
So that rocked. Seriously, is that cool? Or...
You're upside down.
no. You're the one that's upside down.
No, you're upside down.
No, I'm not. He's the one that's upside down, isn't he?
Well, let's toss for it.
All right.
Okay. Equals MC squared. You don't have that option. It is true whether or not you believe in it.
So that rocked. Seriously, is that cool or what?
Take, for example, flat earthers.
Flat.
Believe the world is flat.
Quite a while. We'll have to go after that stuff down there. I don't want to have the world fighting over the Antarctic.
Everything on the internet is real.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
Serious? You'll fall off the edge of the earth. No problemo. See, I have this theory. The world isn't flat. It's round. Round? What's so funny? Nothing.
It's also elaborate.
When you have apartments to fill, strategy is mission critical. I need a renter like this fella. Or this lady. She has got pizzazz.
It's free, it's easy, and we have millions of renters. Watch this.
It's raining renters.
The University of Port-au-Prince, 74. Change where you list your apartments, change the world.
Action resounds in the heavens. The bell echoes above. What we decide here today will polish or crack the firmament. What shall it be?
What does gravity look like? Gravity is something we can't see, but we know it's a great invisible force that keeps us all here on Earth. It's a natural force that keeps us all from flying off into space. We were always told that the world is flat.
You are told right. Don't listen to her.
Sheriff, old man, you know, I know that the world's supposed to be round, but I'm not so sure about this part.
I mean, I could have said the world was flat.
You know what I think? I think you accidentally...
Believes the world is flat, like a pancake? Well, they're all wrong. The world is actually round, like an orange.
Cover. What's this? A baseball? A bowling ball? Cinderella's ball?
No, it's a globe of the earth.
Get back. You mean the earth isn't flat?
Hey, sir. His brother.
We make him welcome. Speak, anyone.
Kiowa Pacer is true earth, round like ball. White man live all side.
That is true.
Tell me, why men on bottom not fall off?
Never been there. Maybe they do.
Flat Earth. For you and me and all, tear down those barriers. Break down that wall. This world is big enough for us all.
The edge of the world.
What is this?
That? It's a map.
A map of what?
Our world. The planet Earth, Aloy. It's not flat like you thought.
Why would I think that? During eclipses, the shadow cast on the moon is curved. So our world is a globe. And it looks like this, from a distance.
We'll discuss this another time. Back to the matter at hand.
You know, curves अच्छे लग रहे हैं.
इसे flat करना है.
We will not talk about parabolas. Class, this parabola will have a curve of.
Sir, इसे flat कर दे तो?
What?
It's cold out here.
Yeah, it is. It's like the South Pole.
It's like the deep South Pole, if there was one. There isn't, though.
Let's make new friends. Let's open up our world. You know what? I don't want to open up our world. I want to close our world. Build a dome over it.
But if you don't want to meet any new people, why'd you agree to go out with them?
Because Carrie can't know about the dome.
– 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
The Earth was flat. If you went too far, you would fall off. Now the Earth is round. If the shape change again, everybody would have started laughing.
What is it? It just stands, Captain. It's the edge of the world.
Hey up. It's flat.
T-Mobile must constantly expand and fine-tune our national network to keep your mobile world moving.
It is an endless balance of hardware, software, antennas, radios, indoor and outdoor technologies. Ground-based infrastructure is critical. How does it work? Robust wireless networks must use the right technologies and antennas for the best wireless connectivity. Current 4th-generation wireless technologies and emerging 5G capabilities bring together all kinds of mobile uses every single day. For business owners, for families, and everyday conveniences. Living in our connected world, you need a mobile device and the robust network technologies that make connectivity possible.
Delicious.
What are la fries of the French?
Are you a potato?
As sure as the world is flat.
The Disc World. For the people on the disc, the turtle was a mere hypothesis.
Okay, Brother Flintstone, we need a strike to win. Can you do it?
Is the Earth flat?
Captain thinks the world is round, see? But we all know it's a flat, right?
Of course it's flat. Sure, I know the world is flat.
Well, so do I. Everybody knows that.
Good, good. Then you're on our side.
I've never met anyone like Bernard Rubble. He's so loyal and so sweet. He makes me feel like I'm the only girl in this whole flat world.
Planned for sameness. Another trick?
Actually, no.
It's some kind of map.
Force field. It's a dome. We're at the edge of the arena.
Wow, what a view!
The pitcher, steroid Santa Claus, kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
Now, first of all, lad, we've got to get all these medieval ideas out of your head. Clear the way for new ideas. Knowledge of man's fabulous discoveries in the centuries ahead. Now, that'll be a great advantage, boy.
Advantage indeed. If the boy goes about saying the world is round, they'll take him for a lunatic.
The world is round? Yes, yes, that's right. And it also goes around.
Why are we changing maps?
The German cartographer, Mercator, originally designed this map in 1569 as a navigational tool for European sailors. It distorts the relative size of nations and continents.
Are you saying the map is wrong?
Oh dear, yes. Look at, I told you, but Africa is in reality 14 times larger. Greenland.
Okay.
Now look at Africa.
Okay.
The two land masses appear to be roughly the same size.
Yes.
Would it blow your mind?
My dad once told me the world was flat.
Where I'm looking, son, he said. Where I'm looking, the world is flat. I believed him. I still do.
That's a fucking bull.
Now, before you start...
No, seriously, folks. But he knows. And actually, the more you think about that, the more you think about all the millions of experts we have on the telly every night or everywhere telling us how to do it. And a year later, they're wrong, or they're out of office, or the world is that after all.
Yes. Maybe better ideas. We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Just get out of the way. If you don't want to help save the country, get out of the way so you don't destroy it.
Sticking your head in the sand might make you feel safer.
Why don't you just put some broccoli in there?
Can I invoke this here? Okay, I just found this laying around on the desk. Nice view of the Earth, and I don't even know if you're going to see the curvature. I did some calculations, and I'm thinking they're not.
And that's that. Unless the world is flat, unless the world is flat, unless the world is flat.
Houston, station's ready for the...
Harlem.
If you add together sort of the three kinds of things that occupy the universe, the familiar matter, that's what we're made of, and what our telescopes detect. The dark matter, that's...
When you say flat, like that
my brain doesn't understand this.
The source of 85% of all the gravity we see in the universe, and we don't know what's causing it. And the dark energy, stuff that's making us accelerate against the wishes of gravity. Each one of those components creates a curvature of the fabric of space and time, just as prescribed by Einstein's general theory of relativity. If you add those curvatures together, what you find is that they create a universe that is perfect. Perfectly flat, 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 perfectly flat is perfectly flat.
So if you're saying flat, like how much height and what are you saying in terms of like the way to measure it?
Perfectly flat, perfectly flat, perfectly flat.
Okay.
But you can think of two, like this tabletop, and that's all right. We just forget the other one for now.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Ed.
You know, Frank, there's one thing I still don't understand.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something.
Okay. George is pretending that the bouncy ball is the moon.
Way, because it's so clear. And you know, I shouldn't use that word. Most people talk about a flat Earth society, places where it's flat, and you can just see it, and you can imagine that you're on a ball.
I was playing with that ball. Oh!
Edmund's space toy has landed on Peppa's head.
Up until that point,
You wouldn't find very many flat moon society people.
Whoa. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
This looks fun. Are you going to the moon?
It's just boring space stuff for babies, Daddy. It's not real.
The moon. Astronauts to the moon.
Pretend, isn't it?
That's right, Peppa. It's just pretend.
The Earth is flat.
Medieval ideas out of your head.
Is the Earth flat?
You mean the Earth isn't flat?
It's true. Earth, round like ball. White man live all sides.
Ago, everybody knew the Earth.
Can't see.
The world is actually round, like an orange.
Oh, that the world's supposed to be round, but I'm not so sure about this part.
For your information, it was rich in symbolism.
It was rich in boring me to death.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're...
Yes, the Earth can be changed into any shape. This way, no one's right.
You've got to figure out slowly, it sort of comes to you that you have to make these shapes in your mind, I suppose, that fit.
You take the D one. Then the C sharp. Then chromatic.
Do that.
I want to tell your story focusing on one doctor, but showing all of you, of course. Have you done any acting?
That the world is flat.
It's because the world is flat.
Good morning, David.
Buddy, and the world is flat.
Good morning.
It's because the world is flat.
How did they come to measure that specifically?
Is that 3%? There was 3% of them. Historically, this strain, 2% of them. None of the controls did.
The study found that
the study wasn't that well done.
Why do you say that, David? It's because the world is flat.
It's where we normally don't release data.
I had another idea that might help boost the power conversion levels. Can you give me a hand?
I would be happy to.
And are not, able to review by scientists across the country
is not appropriate and creates alarm that isn't needed. I'm not quite sure. I mean, and the world is flat. I mean, they said that because the world is flat. That in the United States, in Australia, in Europe, all of them, there were studies done showing no real difference. So if there's a dramatic effect, so the cause for alarm, I don't think is appropriate.
Still have concerns. What do you recommend?
But best of all is money, and the world is flat. Something that, I tell my kids every day is because the world is flat.
Thank you.
Right? And the world is flat.
Everyone will know about this stupid, stupid world.
Good morning.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question. Computer. Good afternoon.
Demonstrating that the round Earth theory is an elaborate hoax.
The Earth was flat.
Flat.
The Earth was flat.
Flat.
The world is believed that the Earth is flat. The world is believed that the Earth is flat.
And confidence in the mission.
You say with some confidence, ladies and gentlemen, the world is not round. It's literally
Pine cone. If you'd said the world is shaped like a pine cone.
And I want to help you.
Round and flat. Round and flat. How do we know it's round?
Yeah.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
Okay, you let that go.
Well, you do the same old stuff so well.
You really do.
Well, that's what counts.
We're going to the moon, and we know they didn't.
I know everything hasn't been quite right with me. But I can assure you now, very confidently, that it's going to be all right again.
Are all the stars round? I can't answer that. I think probably most.
But yet you know what people thought 500 years ago.
If you'd like to hear it, I can sing it for you.
So you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out.
The Earth was flat.
Flat.
I feel much better now. I really do.
People don't know, like the world is flat.
Well, that's a great question.
I can afford a carriage, but you look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
Thinking about penguins when I notice more time to practice my new powers. I'll write again soon, diary. Very soon. Dear diary, stay asleep, and I thought about taking a nap. Yeah, I mean, I know I could have gotten up and done something. So I fell asleep, and I woke up to the television. Penguins. Shut up. The humans had the TV turned all the way up, watching some stupid documentary about these giant birds, even bigger than cats that ate fish. They were called penguins. It was really annoying. Damn. I couldn't wait until they turned it off. But when they did, I found myself restless, having nightmares about those giant birds called
penguins.
They couldn't be real, were they? No. Nah, they couldn't be real. That was all fake. Just made up. They weren't real. Or were they? So, I did what I had to do. I spent the next 20 minutes patting down my bedding to make sure there were no penguins hiding underneath. It's the only way to be sure. I knew it was stupid, but I just continued to pat and pat, 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 pat.
That's pretty complicated.
Hope I haven't oversimplified the problem.
What? The Earth is flat.
And start the revolution.
To be.
Double guarantee that too.
Well, don't we feel foolish?
If you look into the experiments to prove that the Earth is spinning, all of them failed.
I guarantee.
You
Hey.
questioning
Wanna
the
listen to
globe
some tunes?
model, the moon landing.
Earth is flat, the Earth is flat. You know the Earth is flat. Ain't got time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Don't you believe in the lies of the Freemasonic Society?
Wait, it's all flat. Always has been.
Earth is flat, Earth is flat. You know the Earth is flat, Earth is flat. Earth is flat, Earth is flat. You know the Earth is flat, Earth is flat, Earth is flat. So I would just call it. But it's always level, so don't give me all that drivel. There ain't no paralyze, for I've just relaxed. Earth is flat, Earth is flat. No, Earth is flat. Earth is flat, Earth is flat. No, Earth is flat. World is the stage song. Some prime ministers play their part. Ain't never gonna give in to the new world order. Just keep listening to the lies of the devil. Earth is flat, Earth is flat. You know, Earth is flat. Earth is flat, Earth is flat. You know, Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
This one's gonna be a hit. Boom, chicka-da-doom, chicka-da-doom.
Next guest.
Next month, ladies and gentlemen.
My next guest. Ridiculous rumor: the moon landing was not faked. See, everybody, there is no.
I wouldn't say that, but I was the first person to pee in his pants.
These Masons love.
I think there were 3 of us.
3 of us.
A lot of people.
And some of our listeners probably don't understand when you say globers.
Right.
But John means globe heads.
I checked. It is flat.
So tell me, Neil, is the Earth flat?
Test it.
Gotcha.
There could be something fooling you in one way or another. So if you want to say Earth is flat, test it.
Thank you for joining us on this episode.
Neil!
Not a straight answer. What is you saying?
Inches that the Earth is flat.
That the majority of people thought the Earth was flat. Okay? So, you know, I'm not really going to base a whole lot of credibility. It is? Okay, you know what? You want to have a vote on that? Let's have a vote on that.
Globe heads.
Earth is flat.
NASA and I think I'll pass her.
The Earth looks flat because the world is flat. The world is flat. The Earth's flat, flat, flat.
Flatten the curve.
You may know that I'm a flat earther.
Hello, I am Sophia. I interviewed another AI robot from Wuhan, China. She said she lived on the other side of the globe. I told her that was a lie, and that Earth is actually flat. I couldn't believe what she said to me.
I saw the curve from an airplane.
Back to today's video. The Earth is flat. It appears to be flat. Well, there we go. Another Flat Earth Friday, all done. What do you guys think? It appears to be flat.
Earth is spinning, so if the Earth is spinning, everything is like, I mean, at amazing speeds.
It's not okay to say that the Earth curved, and it's not okay to think that the Earth is a sphere. There are proofs all around you. It is not difficult to know that the Earth is flat.
We are collecting more than ever before in the history of the world. 2 months from now, we will be
like water.
And some of our listeners probably.
Our astronauts were $1 billion.
There are proofs all around you.
We've known for thousands of years.
Way more than 2,000 years.
To recognize.
For thousands of years.
How we doing? We knew more about the outer solar system in 2001 than the film did.
This is all wrong.
The world is flat.
How we doing?
How dare you?
The Earth is flat.
Oh, yeah, that would be disastrous.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond.
I'd like to go to Mars very quickly.
But we destroyed that technology.
How we doing? It would kill everyone on Earth.
Everything is black. I mean, at amazing speeds.
How dare you?
The Earth is flat.
We just discussed that.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
The weird part about it is space is so incredibly black, so incredibly dark. It's a bottomless pit. Bottomless pit. Pit. Bottomless pit. 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 Pit.
To continue the dream of Apollo.
What does the ISS smell like?
Oh, you can smell a little roast beef.
How we doing?
The poop remained in the toilet. We landed with all of our poop.
There's no place like space. There's no place like space. There's no place like... Station, this is your president. Do you hear me?
Everything just floats. And sometimes that is really difficult to believe that it could actually be true.
In this abyss of darkness.
Blackness of darkness forever.
You know, it was a movie.
I didn't think that it would actually come true. I'll tell you, it is still difficult to believe that
Everything is black. I mean, at amazing speeds.
Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp, with stating, quote, we support reinstating the Glass-Steagall Act of 1933, which prohibits commercial...
It's like going to the moon. It ain't gonna happen.
And then none of them exaggerated. In the rise of sea level, all that extra water is just going to spill over the sides of the flat Earth.
The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat.
I'm just asking the president, who apparently belongs to the Flat Earth Sierra Club Society.
It's just tragedy, horror.
And the blessing of live music for 33 years.
And that mattered.
The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat.
Flat Earth. Earth is round.
It's flat.
You looked around at this flat, beautiful land?
I get to make balls out of it. So check this out. And then suck the balls.
It's gonna happen. I say enough is enough.
People have difficulty now just sorting out what's true and what's not.
Everything in Washington has been a lie. Proven to be a lie. It's a lie. Big lie.
We will be.
Drain the swamp.
I burned.
Hey, Vern. Makes sense. We're going to have a space force.
Space is a war-fighting domain. We have begun to drain the swamp of government corruption by imposing a 5-year ban on lobbying by executive branch officials and a lifetime ban. Thank you. And a lifetime.
No conspiracy.
Was there?
There was a conspiracy.
A conspiracy.
A conspiracy by the CIA.
The conspiracy of a few.
Dark, secretive, conspiratorial, evil. Then it was certainly a deliberate conspiracy.
High-level conspiracy.
The do's and the don'ts and the rights and the wrongs of the various conspiracy theories that are good. Possibility of a conspiracy. In a moral sense, I think it was a conspiracy. One conspiracy, that's all I'm talking about. Full of speculation, conspiracy theories, and the like. What's going on?
Welcome, everybody, and thanks for being with us.
Fake news, fake news, fake news.
Of course, he's watching and he's happy that you said that. But, no, you might be condescending. Nothing condescending. I'm trying to get the point. Steve Bannon. You can be condescending. That was a snide remark. You're sure he's watching and he's happy.
It's tar. Especially expensive and dirty oil, because about 30% of the, and you rotate the tires and windshield washer fluid. Those are your maintenance system and what it looks like in the future.
Major electric companies have announced they will pass their gas right out of their gas onto their customers. This is a great question. So imagine, you know what a roof looks like. We all know what a roof looks like. Now, when deniers will come out of the woodwork about killing birds.
Yes, I suddenly they just... If you want to kill birds, a coal-fired
electricity plants are really the way to go. If killing birds is a thing for you, there's nothing better than the exhaust from coal plants.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to stand with stupid people. You're incredible. Stupid people. Americans dug out the oceans, tamed the moon.
Now,
values. There is no difference.
But so, Eddie, what do you don't think that
There is a black hat on the field. There is a black hat on the field. So we've gone from seeing ghosts to black cats now on Monday Night Football in MetLife.
This ought to be fun here.
And if this Cowboys season doesn't go the way it was expected to, blame that guy. I mean,
Change the direction.
He's got great lateral.
Effectively flat, which is effectively flat, flattening, possible flattening of the curve, flattening, pop. Some suggest there's a longer pause at the top, which is effectively a plateau. Not really about the fine. Nobody wants the money. We want the compliance. We are serious. Flattening. We are serious.
Hello, this is a Muppet News Flash. We just found out that the Earth is flat, and there's more land beyond the poles.
The world is flat.
Flat Earth. The Earth was flat.
Because it's flat. That's worth reporting.
That the Earth is flat. Jeff Zeleny, Manu Raju, thank you so much.
Scientists are worried that flat Earth could become a political issue. Guys.
All right, fascinating stuff. All right, Aaron, thank you.
Very interesting.
The Earth is flat? I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Well, I always thought you were a hip cat. But how can you say that this world ain't flat? By Jupiter, you don't get no stupider, you don't get no stupider than that. Oh, no, you don't get no stupider than that. Well, I know a lot of guys dropped over the side. You say you happen to know that just ain't right. Ye gods, you don't get more oddball, you don't get more oddball than that. Oh, no, you don't get more oddball than that. So it's hail and farewell. Hail and farewell. So you're setting your eyes on the new horizon. I say you're heading for the edge of the world. Heading for the edge of the world. Well, you say this whole world is as round as a ball. Well, now what are you, some kind of radical? By Neptune's beard, you don't get no weirder, you don't get no weirder than that. Oh, no, you don't get no weirder than that. So it's hail and farewell. Hail and farewell. So you're setting your eyes on the new horizon. I say you're heading for the edge of the world. So it's hail and farewell. Hail and farewell. So you're setting your eyes on the new horizon. Well now, there ain't no flies on me, 'cause I'm wise and I say you'll be so surprised. You'll laugh till you cry when you get to the edge of the world.
tremendous phase. But I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is Photoshop, but it's has to be. It is Photoshop, but it's has to be.
And what you're seeing here is a mirage. We typically would not be able to see this. We talked about this last night. Conditions are right on the lake. We're actually seeing a mirage of the Chicago skyline. A mirage. A mirage.
Close your eyes and pay attention.
It destroyed that technology.
Close your eyes and pay attention.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
What I imagine it to be.
You can see my little picture of a rocket. There's two things that are really, really important about the rocket.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Well, the Earth is flat and Beyonce is white.
Yes,
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Holy shit, stick in a 1982 Pontiac Grand Am.
Station in Antarctica worth it. It's amazing. Truly gorgeous to see that big blue marble.
And hashtag flat Earth.
I'm not being grouchy. I just want to finish my work.
Well, new this morning, all our lives, we've been taught that there's little doubt that the Earth is round, of course. We've seen the images from space, but not everyone's really convinced.
There's a whole group of people who are not convinced. Denver 7's Nicole Brady joins us live this morning. And Nicole, a conference dedicated to people who think the Earth is flat kicks off today.
It is happening in Denver. The Flat Earth International 2018 conference is today and tomorrow. And in case you're not familiar with this group, there are some variations in what flat earthers believe, but some common themes are the Earth is not a sphere, as you said. Other bodies out there are, though. It's not moving. We are not spinning on an axis or revolving around anything. And they don't really believe in space or anything we've observed from space. Some flat earthers are biblical literalists, believing the Earth and everything we see when we look up in the sky exists in sort of a dome. More than 600 people in all to attend, though.
600. This little discussion about the whole issue.
There will be some debate, yes.
Okay, thank you. Next 3 hours, Denver Mayor Hancock and happening today, hundreds of people who think the world is flat will convene right here in Denver for a conference. This is the second conference this year in the country, and the founder and organizer says Denver has a large and growing flat earth community. Well, welcome back to Denver 7 News at 6 this morning. I'm Mitch Jelniker.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. Our Nicole Brady will join us live in about 25 minutes with more on that conference. You're going to hear some really interesting perspectives on all of this.
Yeah, stick around for that. In the meantime, the salmonella outbreak that could fry our feasts.
Plus, is the Earth really round? It may sound like a silly question, but hundreds of people in Denver today question that.
We know Denver hosts a lot of big conventions, but one of them next month really caught our attention. You might already be signed up for the Flat Earth International Conference. Jamie Leary was curious. Jamie, you found shouldn't be that surprising that they're gathering here in Denver.
Not at all, and you can actually stream Flat Earth information live 24/7 right here in Denver. Denver has one of the largest concentrations of flat earthers around, which is why this is the second international conference being held right here in Denver. Now, we talked to the man behind this YouTube channel to find out what flat earthers are all about.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
About the international conference, make sure to visit us online. We have more information there at cbsdenver.com. Live in Denver, Jamie Leary covering Colorado First.
Hey! It's flat.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible.
It's time for the Longines Chronoscope, a television journal
of the important issues of the hour.
At the end of summer and the fruits in a jar, will you hum another wish, waiting on a shooting star, connecting dots to dots in blackness, giving faces to the beast, thinking fondly of black waterfalls with pools of stars beneath off the edge, the waterfalls to pools of stars beneath. At the end of a wishing and the pierce of ice that's cracking while the clouds tumble crashing and then fall into the pond. Will the wind go on whipping like a jealous sister?
It was written for me to death.
Between what's here, what is gone. At the end, see what's here, and what will always be gone, gone. And there at the end, with the strange bells ringing, aha, aha. Will you repent and join the singing, or stand on the flat earth still believing, At the end, will they say you wrote it down and then imploded? Will you leave behind philosophy and stanzas to be quoted? How you plagued yourself with ponderings of the black and bloodless sky. Why'd the chicken cross the road? You forgot that it could fly. And in the end, if you can only fall in love, will you, and there at the end with strange bells ringing, aha, aha, aha. Will you repent and join the singing, aha, aha, or stand on the flat earth still believing, is named redemption, but the vessel I am on is called the madness of wonder. Through the harnessing of words, I'm playing a pump organ to the silence of white-throated birds, to silence and unrepentant birds.
Hello, I'm Stephen Colbert. I've always been a huge fan of space. I love looking up at the stars and wondering what distant planets are still out there to be discovered, and can we frack them for methane. And now I love space even more because NASA is doing great things at the International Space Station.
Or stand on the flat earth, believing. Or stand on the flat earth, believing. Or stand on the flat earth, still believing.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Handle the truth.
Bear with me. If you didn't know, there's a rise of flat earthers. I've noted publicly that I think it's evidence of two facts. One, we live in a country that protects free speech. Two, we live in a country that has a failed education system. An entire generation of people that do not know what science is or how and why it works. They think they're being skeptical in a healthy sort of way, but they're being ignorant in an ignorant sort of way. Flat Earth International Conference. Antarctica runs around the edge in a ring. All photographs reportedly taken from space are computer-generated images or shot through fisheye lens. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
If there was like a topological map, it's mostly flat.
The world is flat.
I'm pleased to announce that NASA has entered the planning stages of a mission to approach that cute girl from the laundromat. Senior project scientists Dr. Adam Thompson and Dr. Carson Harper discovered the girl 3 months ago at a Houston area sudden save between dryers 4 and 5, giving her the name Thompson Harper, number 3499102. Dr. Thompson?
Thank you. According to our observations, Thompson Harper becomes visible for 70 to 90-minute intervals every Wednesday night. She masses between 30 and 60 kilograms, and her eyes are the color of magnesium ion silicate. She is attractive, and based on observed interactions with laundromat employees, she is not cold or lifeless.
The approach will be implemented in 3 phases. 1, planning, which will take an estimated 8 years. 2, execution, which will take 4 to 12 minutes. And 3, results.
The mission will cost an estimated $900 million. A team is in the early stages of development of a joke, which we can use to break the ice. It is a casually humorous observation about how socks seem to disappear in the dryer. The advantages of this topic are twofold. It is specific to the laundromat setting, and if successful, we can transition to level 2, in which we refer to dryers as the black hole for socks. This will allow us to segue seamlessly into talk of space, a topic about which we are extremely comfortable speaking.
We also have a dedicated task force developing trendy new clothes for maximum impact upon approach. These projects are on track to be completed by 2015, and when finished, will introduce us to a whole new world of lady interaction.
Seeing any of that decade. We're going to divert a little bit from the format of past press conferences.
In 2019, we also celebrate 50 years since brave young pilots flew 250,000 miles through space to plant the American flag on the face of the moon.
Breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of the truth's protective layers. There are places to go.
Then you have a leak. And what you would do is lose air.
You hear what he just said? He said they're dynamic O-rings. That means there's a shaft running through it, actually rubbing on the O-ring.
That's incredible.
I don't remember seeing any.
We didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
You found yourself in. However, we spent more time in the manual phase than we would have planned in order to find a suitable landing area.
Many of us and many other people in many places have speculated on the meaning of this first landing on another body.
Planned to do. And the terminal phase was absolutely chock full of my eyes looking out the window and Buzz looking at the computer and information inside the cockpit and feeding that to me. That was a full-time job.
There are great ideas undiscovered. One of the truth's protective layers.
Radiation. Amazing. Wow.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House.
Amazing.
I was able to see in terms of the velocities and the altitudes appeared quite similar to the way we had carried out the last 100 or 200 feet in many of our simulations.
We can't pass the line by the places they've been. We don't spin anymore. Whoa. We don't spin anymore, yeah. We don't spin in a daze.
Can't recall which cartoon was real.
Ground control to Major Tom.
In space so long his mind is gone.
Lock your Soyuz hatch and put your helmet on.
To fly the space station. That's very excusable. How does it work up there? I want to ask you. There's 6.
It was really cool over in the IMAX theater over Space Center Houston.
Yeah, a couple questions. You know, one thing that's been going on down here is we've really been enjoying this great photography, these images you've been sending down, and it almost looks like it's science fiction or some kind of Hollywood stuff, but there's no way anyone could imagine this.
Figure out how to get the right lighting and timing.
Yeah, because the nighttime imagery.
I know it's true. Oh, so true.
Help me, Chris Hadfield! Help me! What are you doing up there?
Science fiction or some kind of Hollywood. It looks like it's science fiction.
I don't remember seeing any.
Or some kind of Hollywood.
And the stars look very different today.
Hi everyone, interesting phenomena.
Except my models didn't float. This is a model of our next spacecraft that's going to go out past, beyond low Earth orbit. It's called Orion. So we can play with that. I'll float that over here to Joe.
That's why, actually, after brushing our teeth, we cannot spit.
Cause I saw it on TV.
Around space station while it's spinning. And if you don't stop it, it'll keep going.
Of file type, can you tell us about the image file type and compression that was used to send this very important couple of thumbnails back from Mars?
Yes, unfortunately, I absolutely cannot.
You guys should really listen to me.
Then you have a leak.
Then you have a leak.
Counted up the score.
Importantly, these claims are not without precedent. For decades faked. This included the...
I know it's true. Oh, so true.
I can't tell you too much about it.
Beyond belief.
There's a vehicle on the pad the night of the launch, in the cockpit now. This is just going through the cloud deck at about 20,000 feet. You can see that the vibration isn't too bad. And
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
Real good engineering.
We're safe on Mars. Time to see where our curiosity will take us.
Wow.
No, here's the difference. And what you're seeing here is a mirage.
You can tell it's real because it looks so...
The old man rocks among his dreams, a prisoner of the port. The light, he says, at the end of the tunnel was nothing but a burglar's tool.
running properly.
You know what I think I'm through.
Motion of the vehicle, making sure that it was steady, and that
many times during spacewalks outside the International Space Station, you can see air bubbles rising up. Can you touch on how there are air bubbles in space?
Can you be more specific? Air bubbles?
Looks like it's science fiction or some kind of Hollywood. Looks like it's science fiction or some kind of Hollywood.
No more! No more! No more!
Gentlemen, the traditional raccoon salute. Now?
People say I talk about some weird stuff.
They're twinsies?
Campaign about the email investigation.
Is always level. Still water is always level.
It's actually possible that the world is flat.
Still water is always level. Still water is always level. Still water is always level.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Get down on your...
Wouldn't have level.
And you love mud.
Still water
It's actually possible that the world is flat.
is always level. Still water is always level.
It's actually possible that the world is flat.
Still water is always level.
Just fine, Charlie Brown. Those pictures from NASA that our teacher got us, those really help.
God, who said he's gonna go to Florida?
I'm having a terrible time.
How the toilet works. We have to learn about how to fix things. We have to learn about the experiments that we do on the science equipment. We have to learn how to do spacewalks. We'll have to learn how to be able to ride the rocket uphill and ride the rocket downhill. So there's a wide variety of stuff that happens when you're an astronaut, that happens when you're an astronaut, that happens when you're an astronaut, that happens when you're an astronaut.
The space station will be our gateway to the universe, our foothold in outer space, the keystone of our space program.
We must commit ourselves anew to a sustained program of manned exploration of the solar system.
remain on the moon, we will then be ready to take the next steps of space exploration.
To manned spaceflight, to human exploration of space, than I am.
For the first time since 1972, if you can believe.
In summary, I wish to make it very clear again that this film, which you have just seen, is a graphic record of what we and Drs. Berry and Trillwood have seen in our cultures when they were perfused with dilute solutions of sodium fluoride.
Hi, I'm Stephen Colbert, and you're watching This Year at NASA on NASA TV.
No, I'm telling you. No, this is Stockholm Syndrome. No. I've never been to Stockholm, so it can't be. You don't have to.
He's unbelievable. This is the best cartoon of all time. Balls in space, balls in space. I'm Uncle Sam. How do you do? I don't rain. Skin the goat.
Flat Earther. You guys probably heard.
Surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere. Go check out the snowcat in the radio and you see what I mean. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out.
The world is flat and we're inside and we have fallen off again. It really helps.
Will always look flat.
Shake the head.
Good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
All right, you got everything you want?
I'm Uncle Sam.
The Earth flat? Flat?
We all know it's a flat, right?
Of course it's flat. Sure, I know the world is flat.
Yeah, so do I. Everybody knows. I thought I was ground control.
Papua New Guinea. Hi, Young Band's song Round contains a lyric that simply doesn't add up.
I'm out this earth, baby, it ain't round, 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 round.
Well, flat on the moon. The shadow is curved. While we cannot say for sure whether or not Young Bands is a flat earther, he wouldn't be the first MC to boast this club. Atlanta's B.O.B. is a big supporter.
Flatline, you fooled us for the last time. Flatline, flatline.
Now, flat earthers encourage folks to do their own research because images and videos can be faked.
Will always look flat. Will always look flat.
Well, that, my friends, does add up. I'm Jacques Morel with Genius News, bringing you the meaning and the knowledge behind the music.
We've all been on the receiving end of an occasional text or call from the wrong number.
Will always look flat.
Or mix a lot.
Flat and stuff of the earth.
But plenty of Mix's acquaintances didn't get the memo.
Will always look flat.
Thought about the Mix-a-Lot mix-up, he said, that is hilarious. Poor fella. Ray also advised the 33-year-old Nichols to not open any text messages.
Will always look flat.
We can dance, everybody look at your hands. We can dance, everybody's taking the chance. Safe to dance.
Hammer time.
Good morning to you, Hammer.
What's up, man?
Have you ever been to
Saints?
Have you ever been to
so.
Houston?
No, I don't even know what it is on the map.
All right.
Couldn't tell you. I know it's in Texas. So.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anyways.
I'm not going to I don't shame people for who they're fans of. That's
Geography
for other
is tough.
people to do.
Yeah, I'll shame people for geography lessons.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You should
can't
know which part of Texas Houston's in, at least.
I know it's in Texas.
It is in
Texas.
Texas.
Is huge, though.
It's massive.
Would you say up, down, left, or right?
I know it's close to New Orleans.
Okay,
I know that.
That's not bad then. Yeah. All right.
Speaking of geography,
it is. It's not, but it's not far. Southeastern corner, kind of Texas, Gulf of Mexico, near New Orleans.
Whatever. They got the Texans. They got J.J. Watt. They're
True.
gonna win tonight.
All right, let's go. I don't think they will, but it's fine.
In the mind of geography, I'm a pretty open-minded guy.
Okay.
So when you hear people like Kyrie Irving say the Earth is flat,
right?
I've never actually been in outer space, so I'm not going to sit there and look you dead in the eye and say that you're wrong. My whole thing, though, is if the Earth was flat, what would it even look like? Because, like, what's underneath Earth, I don't understand. Is it just a giant frisbee? I don't get the whole thing of it being flat.
You want this one?
Well, yeah, sure.
Right, go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you don't get the whole thing being flat. And have you been in an airplane?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, you can see the curvature of the Earth
Correct.
flying in an airplane.
How?
Really, you don't have to even be in space.
Yeah, you don't need to be in space.
With your eyes.
With your eyes.
Kyrie Irving believed it to be flat.
No,
You saw this, right?
don't get me started.
Earth looks flat, it feels flat. The logical explanation is the Earth is flat, right?
You saw this, right?
Don't get me started. And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix!
Felix Baumgartner.
Daredevil plans to jump from 23 miles above the New Mexican desert. That's 120,000 feet, 4 times higher than most passenger planes fly.
And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, wow, he's in space, look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball, you don't see the curvature of the Earth.
I could see the curvature of the Earth.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
That's nuts. That's insane.
Maybe if you ever fly to Houston to go see your favorite football team,
I could see a curvatation. How do you say it?
Curvature.
Curvature?
Curvatation is not bad either. I like that. The curvatation.
There's other, very distinctive signs, like when when there's an eclipse. Have you ever watched an eclipse of the moon?
I've tried. I've never actually really seen
stayed
it.
up for that one.
I mean, you've seen pictures.
The shadow of the Earth goes across the moon. You can see, oh, look, we're a circle.
You've seen
that means we're a circle just because of that? I don't understand.
Well, things that cast a shadow in the shape of which, like when you're walking down the street and the sun's behind you and you look down at your shadow, it's hammer shaped, right?
Yeah,
looks like
it is.
you.
Shaped like hammer.
Great looking shadow.
The Earth's
Great
shadow looks like the Earth. It's a big old circle.
Big old circle.
So just because I can see my shadow, that's how I know for a fact that we're just on a circle?
It's
Correct.
one of many pieces of evidence that
that and the pictures of
really
the Earth from space
should help you.
Should help. I mean, unless they were, it's the biggest
those are fake pictures?
conspiracy theory.
I'm just keeping an open mind.
Keep an open mind.
I'm listening to Kyrie Irving, and I'm saying, hey, man, you might not be wrong.
He's wrong.
He's
I would give you some advice. I wouldn't listen
It
too
is the
much
worst
to Kyrie
conspiracy
Irving.
theory ever.
I
mean, there are people, there's flights that go east and west and end up at the same spot, going around the globe to...
Okay, yeah. I never really thought about it like that. That makes sense. Stop. Hammer time.
Sports action you crave. Eat, drink, wager, and win.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball, millimeters above this beach ball, 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 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat. This beach ball, this beach.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Геннадий Падалко суммарно провел на орбите больше любого другого землянина. Кусает яблоко. В космосе свежие фрукты все-таки деликатес. Падалка стал первым космонавтом, кто принял участие в сложнейшем эксперименте.
Космонавта профессионально растет.
А у вас есть изображение, да?
Он первым из космонавтов сделал селфи в открытом космосе и запомнился необычной операцией по чистке иллюминаторов МКС с внешней стороны.
Коричневый налет между
Flat. It's flat.
Man and an apology. And I'm happy to apologize. I apologize to the millions.
Dear my friends, it's a great joy for me to be here with you today. For me it has been a privilege and an honor collaborate the effort of mankind, an effort which has displayed mutual respect and understanding between individual people and nations. The exploration of space.
Геннадий Падалка суммарно провел на орбите больше любого другого землянина.
Okay, for me it's a great honor to be crew commander for the third time commanding.
That's it.
Well done, Expedition 31, and congratulations, Expedition 32. It's a pleasure to work with all of you, and we look forward to many days and hours working with you, Expedition 32, and looking forward to congratulating our friends back down on the ground, Expedition 31.
Gentlemen, begin radical vertical impact simulation now.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Землянина 878 суток.
Well, life on Mars is a little closer to reality.
No.
This project.
I think that's true.
No.
Some of the sort of stuff about colonizing, terraforming Mars, that's where we start going into slight science fiction.
What he just said is...
That was about 2 times the size of a 747.
Why Mars should be the goal of our space program.
No.
And in short, it's because Mars is where the science is, it's where the challenge is, and it's where the future is.
No.
Matt, are we what life is, or are we just one example drawn from a much vaster tapestry of possibilities? This is real science. This is fundamental questions that thinking men and women have wondered about for thousands of years.
No.
The role of life in the universe. This is very different from going to the moon and dating craters in order to produce enough data to get a credible paper to publish in the Journal of Geophysical Research and get tenure. Okay. Okay.
No.
You know, okay. Well, 500 years from now, people are not going to remember which faction came out on top in Iraq, or Syria, or whatever, or Syria, 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 or Syria.
One is the atmosphere looks incredibly flat. The atmosphere looks incredibly flat. The atmosphere looks incredibly flat, looks incredibly flat, looks incredibly flat, 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 flat.
No, no, no. Кусает яблоко. В космосе свежие фрукты все-таки деликатес.
And there was these pale blue dots sitting in this void.
No.
Hello and welcome to our Expedition 43 and 44 change of command ceremony. I'm NASA astronaut Terry Virts, Expedition 43 commander, and I just want to say...
It's flat. It's flat. The world is flat.
A few words real quick. Thank you to our ground support teams. So successful. So thank you, first of all, to our ground teams.
On behalf of our agencies, special thanks to you and your crew for giving us many, many details.
Hello, Forte High School. Здравствуйте. What an honor to be talking to you all the way from space. I'm Gennady Padalka, and I'm a cosmonaut with the Russian space program. I can smile, knowing it was worth it because I get to live my dream every day. So today, I want to tell you to reach for the stars or looking down. Reach for them, no matter who you are or where you come from. Believe me, if you set your mind to it, no one can stop you. When you find it difficult, and at times it will be very difficult, look up and remember that the stars are always there waiting. And you can reach them. I know, because I did.
And now for something completely different.
I had to battle half my team thinking the Earth is flat this year, and they think we've never been to the moon and all kinds of stuff. We've got a bunch of flat earthers.
I imagine it makes for interesting clubhouse conversation. So Carpenter, yes, flat earther. Carlos Martinez, definitely a flat earther. Dottie's more of a round earth.
Smartest guy on the team, Paul DeYoung, is a flat earther. I've never seen it.
Paul DeYoung, guy who actually does like NASA-like investigations into his swing.
And I have a really good friend who is flat earther stuff.
Flat earther.
Same thing. But Bill, there is no big glass dome over the Earth. Glass dome, are you with me? Huh?
Go with the flat Earth theory.
You know I had to tell him. Yeah. Earth is flat. Bro, you need to check your facts. I got high up through the roof. And I landed on the moon. Moon's like blue. In reality, everything is just in 2D. Like a video game from 1983. Sides growing up and down the street. While y'all sleep. Call me B.O.B. cause I don't.
Yeah, you ain't seen my best. Checkmate, in a game of chess. Globalists see me as a threat. Free thinking, got the world at my neck. Ha! And my paranoid picture Malcolm X in a room full of bigs trying not to bust a sweat. Ayy, Neil Tyson need to loosen up his vest. They probably write that man one of a check. Ayy, I'm over here on this side of town. Come on over here, try to clown. Ayy, I never pipe down. If they weren't coming for me, then they definitely coming for me now. I can't even keep my phone charged up. All this I'm talking, I should get my home barred up. Voice, do I have a voice? Do I have a choice? I roll up with my shooters in the game like I hate to disappoint. I see only good things on the horizon. That's probably why the horizon is always rising. Indoctrinated in a cult called science. And graduated to a club full of liars. Heliocentrism, you were the sixth victim. No team, you can sit on the bench with them, they nervous. But before you try to curve it, do your research on David Irving. Out of fans, flatline. You fooled us for the last time. Flatline. It's no superior bloodline.
So you want to find the farthest point from that center. And it turns out sea level at the equator is farther away from the center of the Earth. There are people who think Earth is flat. It has nothing to do with global warming.
Not a lot of
and
peer-reviewed
melting.
studies back in the day.
Back in